I don't know, this is something that I actually have to step back and kind of like try to find a solution because I'm so tired.
Aryna Sabalenka spent weeks battling backlash over her 2026 US Open Nike kit. Fans called the orange and black design one of the worst looks in tennis, while others openly begged Wilson to sign her. Then Nike made a move that changed the entire conversation. Instead of putting the world number one at the center of its latest 2026 US Open campaign, Nike pushed 21-year-old Alex Eala into the spotlight. And that decision sent tennis fans into meltdown. Eala, ranked number 20 in the world, has been a Nike athlete since 2019. Nike has had years to build her image, and the investment is now becoming impossible to ignore. While Sabalenka is publicly asking Nike for more creative freedom, Eala is quietly becoming one of the brand's most recognizable tennis faces. The turning point came on August 6th, when Nike unveiled its 2026 Court Slam dress in Old Royal Blue, featuring black and white mesh details and a $140 price tag. And the athlete Nike chose to help sell it: Alex Eala. The timing could not have been worse for Sabalenka. Her own US Open kit had already triggered a wave of criticism online. Yahoo Sports reported backlash over the design, while fans questioned Nike's creative direction and even tagged Wilson asking the company to rescue Sabalenka. Then Sabalenka appeared to make her frustration clear. When discussing the creative treatment given to other Nike athletes, she reportedly said, "For me, I wish Nike would let me do this, too." She also suggested that the following season would not be particularly special either. Those comments turned a clothing controversy into something much bigger: a public comparison between Nike's treatment of its biggest stars. And Nike's response was fascinating. The brand did not pull back. Instead, it continued showcasing other athletes in the new Court Slam collection. Iga Swiatek appeared in the Old Royal look before teasing another mint green outfit, creating the kind of coordinated visual rollout that makes a global marketing campaign feel deliberate. But then came the detail that made the situation even more interesting. The Court Slam dress wasn't necessarily a one-off custom creation. It was part of a broader Nike collection that other sponsored players could wear at Flushing Meadows. Yet Nike chose specific athletes to become the faces of the product. And Alex Eala was one of them. That is the part Sabalenka cannot ignore. Nike had a roster filled with elite players. They could have chosen the reigning world number one. Instead, they placed a 21-year-old Filipina ranked number 20 directly into the conversation. That tells you something about where Nike believes the next wave of tennis marketing is heading. For years, Eala's supporters have argued that her commercial appeal was moving faster than her ranking. Now the brand exposure is making that argument much harder to dismiss. And this isn't the first sign. Nike has also incorporated Filipino identity into Eala's tennis image, including heritage-inspired details connected to the sampaguita, the national flower of the Philippines. That's more than simply putting an athlete in a standard uniform. It's storytelling. It's identity. It's culture. And it's exactly the kind of emotional connection global sports brands increasingly chase. Sabalenka has the ranking. She has the Grand Slam titles. She has the spotlight. But Eala appears to have something Nike may be increasingly interested in: momentum. A young star. A rapidly expanding fanbase. A powerful national identity. And a story that extends far beyond the tennis court. So while Sabalenka is asking Nike for the same creative attention being given to other athletes, Eala is already standing inside the campaign. And that may be the real shock. Because this isn't necessarily about who is the better tennis player. It's about who Nike believes can help define the next era of tennis. And right now, the answer appears to be getting very interesting. Alex Eala isn't waiting for the spotlight anymore. Nike is putting it on her. Yahoo ran a backlash piece on Sabalenka's kit. Sportskeeda followed with another. TikTok creators stitched the two reveals side by side, and the contrast was brutal. Eala's dress was praised while Sabalenka's was roasted in the exact same swipe. Two Nike releases. One window. One celebrated. One mocked. The rankings say one thing. The market appears to be saying something completely different. If this were only Reddit and TikTok, it would be easy to dismiss as internet noise. But it isn't. In March, Forbes published a feature titled Why Aleksandra Eala Could Be Tennis' Next Global Trailblazer. That matters because major business publications don't randomly attach the word trailblazer to a 21-year-old ranked outside the top 10. Forbes was identifying a commercial signal before Nike's latest campaign made that signal impossible to ignore. Then add Tony Nadal. The Hall of Fame coach and uncle of 22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal publicly congratulated Eala after her Washington title. His message didn't feel like someone celebrating an ordinary prospect. It reflected the language surrounding a player whose ceiling is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Forbes made the market case. Tony Nadal reinforced the tennis case. And Nike may have just closed the loop. Because this is bigger than a dress. It represents a potential change in how Nike decides who deserves the biggest stage in tennis marketing. For decades, the formula was simple: follow the rankings, follow the Grand Slam champions, and put the biggest stars at the center of major campaigns. Serena Williams, Maria Sharapova, Naomi Osaka, Coco Gauff. The ranking mattered. The titles mattered. But Eala's rise suggests another metric is becoming just as powerful: global reach. The Philippines and Southeast Asia represent an enormous audience that tennis brands have historically struggled to activate at this level. Eala brings something different to the table: a national identity, a young fan base, international appeal, and a story that millions of Filipinos can personally connect with. Nike appears to understand that. And the timing is impossible to ignore. The next major flashpoint arrives at Flushing Meadows. Both Sabalenka and Eala will step onto the US Open stage, but their Nike stories could not be more different. One is the reigning world #1 frustrated about creative treatment. The other is a 21-year-old whose brand is increasingly placing her at the center of the conversation. Then comes the Asian swing. Beijing, Wuhan. And Eala will be competing in a region where her appeal could become even more powerful. That makes this far bigger than one US Open campaign. For Filipino fans who have watched tennis for years without seeing a player from their country represented at this level, this moment carries enormous significance. This isn't simply a courtesy appearance. It is a campaign. And Eala is becoming part of the story. But she isn't invincible. On August 15th in Cincinnati, Eala lost to world number 10 Amanda Anisimova, 6-4, 4-6, 2-6, ending her 5-match run against top-level opposition. It was a genuine setback and stopped some of her momentum heading toward New York. Yet Eala didn't turn the loss into a public excuse. She didn't launch a social media complaint. She simply moved forward. Days later, she appeared in Nike's US Open promotional material wearing the court slam dress. That contrast is important. One player is publicly asking Nike for the creative treatment being given to others. The other is quietly becoming the face of that treatment. And that's why this story has become so explosive. Nike didn't necessarily snub Sabalenka. It may have done something more significant. It changed the metric. For years, ranking was the shortcut for deciding who mattered most. Now brands can measure something else. Attention, engagement, cultural influence, global reach. And by those measurements, Alex Eala is becoming extremely difficult to ignore. The world #1 has the ranking. She has the Grand Slam titles. She has already proven herself at the highest level. But the 21-year-old from the Philippines may have something Nike believes could define the next generation of tennis marketing. Momentum. A massive national audience. A compelling personal story. And a fanbase that doesn't simply watch her. They rally around her. So here's the question. If you were Nike's chief marketing officer heading into the US Open, who would you put at the center of the campaign? The world #1 who is publicly asking Nike for more creative freedom? Or the 21-year-old whose commercial momentum appears to be exploding faster than her ranking? ***, the rankings may crown the champion. But the market decides the star. ***. And if Nike's latest move is any indication, Alex Eala may already be winning that battle.